also the march.
The march on
Okay.
Washington.
Do you remember what year that was?
It was before I was born. It was 68 or 69, perhaps.
I'll make sure I have something special for you so you can give me the inside on that. So just keep that point, okay?
Sure.
Right here is that even though you two were instructed to finish that bag together, I never heard one other person in the classroom offer to help. Think about that. Squad leaders, take command. We're out.
Go down to your left knee. Hit your right hand. Out in front of you, go down to your stomach.
Hands behind your back, palms up.
Spread your arms out to the side. Spread your feet.
Over to
Heels
your
to the
right,
ground.
down to the ground.
Put your other hand small your back. Is it flowing through your mask? You spread that over here? Yes, I do.
The mask. And you can maintain the head tilt chinlet. Alright, try that. So you put your thumbs up there. Yeah.
How do you say the word "and" in Spanish? Okay. What are the two forms for singular forms for the article "the" in Spanish? El.
When Martin Luther King he wrote the letter from Birmingham prison, jail actually, that we read recently. He talked about natural rights that man had. It actually started from a philosopher named John Locke. I believe John Locke was Scottish. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he was Scottish. And then those natural rights were incorporated into the Bill of Rights and also the Declaration of Independence and Jefferson took be incorporated that all men have a right to be treated equal. There are certain rights that are God-given that there are exceptions to regardless of race or color or creed.
Okay. Girls the same glasses she wore as an elite.
You messed up your whole group because nobody knew what they were doing.
Yes, sir.
Okay, on the deck.
Yes, sir.
You understand how one goofy mistake messes up everybody?
Yes, sir.
And how we need to make sure that we look out for our people?
Yes, sir.
So nobody told you that you had to react automatically. I've even said, think about your commands and then execute. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now go.
Forward. Stand up. Forward. Yes, sir.
Hawkins, I understand. I just told you to say command. I didn't change it.
Up.
University, so that's a HBC, historically black college. We're required to take cultural diversity and things like that. I actually didn't have to, but just for being there for a couple of years, you get quite a different perspective on anything. We had a couple of speakers come in during February, Black History Month, and I learned quite a few things. Not necessarily specifics, but generalities. I can't remember the name of the last speaker. He came in. He was a nationally awarded poet. He came in. He read his poetry and whatnot. It had a lot to do with his family during the time of the civil rights.
Okay. Outstanding. Let me take it right over here. Tell me a little something that you know about the Civil Rights Movement.
Sir, the Brown First Board of Education, sir. Not being allowed to go to schools is segregation. Trying to get the schools to integrate. Everyone can just be together.
Okay, good enough. Good enough. I think you're going back here a little bit more. And right here, Mr. Nakanishi, tell me a little bit about the Civil Rights Movement.
Well, some of the for me was I watched a movie called Amistad, and I guess it was right after we received independence and we started to build ourselves as a country. It
was a slave ship that came, was bound for America, that the slaves on board took over and killed their captors. But later they landed in America and then they were tried, but they were still remainers as property. And I guess it was just the conflict between that that's kind of stirring within me, kind of just in my mind about how even back then, it was a big contest still. The people were debating about it, but there was some hope starting.
Yes, sir. If you mess up my rotation, everybody's going to pay. Yes, sir. Where's your post? Tell me, sir. Sprint. Yes, sir. Now. Get it. Now. Go. Is that a sprint?
This is not your stopping place.
Yes, sir.
I don't care if there's 8 people over there at the Dragon Dummy. Your next place is over there at the Dragon Dummy. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And then after you are relieved, and if there's nobody else in front of you, then you will run over here to the weights. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Then after you are relieved at the weights, and if there's nobody else in front of you, then you run over here and you stand back in line, and you're in behind the people that you started running behind. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
I don't know what's so hard about that. It's been told over and over, and we're being told that somebody else is telling you something, but nobody else is telling you anything. I know, because I'm telling you. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.